Okay, so Woodstock came out last month, and I just got around to listening to it now. And if you're unaware of what Woodstock is, it's the new album by one of my favorite bands, Portugal the Man, and I've been waiting for this for like 3 years now. And pretty good, I like it. Or at least half of it, I like half of it. It's really weird, hold on. So like, it's a 10-song album, and I like 5 songs in the album, and there's other like 5 that I don't even know what to make of. Like, it's really weird. What you're listening to right now is one of my favorite tracks on the album. It's called Rich Friends. It's really good, I like it. It's perfect Portugal the Man kind of sound. Think of Portugal the Man, like, this kind of song is what would come to mind. Like, oh yeah, this is the sound, this is the kind of thing that they make. And I like it. However, some of the songs in the album aren't really what I would call, or rather, you wouldn't imagine that Portugal the Man did it. Like this song right now, you wouldn't think that Portugal the Man wrote it, because this is not the kind of thing that they would typically normally write. Really pop. Yeah, it's just pop music, and it's really weird, because they never really have written pop music. It's always been like weird, well, their first album, Where Are You Vultures, was this experimental indie metal sort of album. It was really hard-hitting, the guitars were loud, the drums were loud, it was really good. And I liked Where Are You Vultures, it was good. Then their second album was wildly different from their first one, Church Mouth. It had more of a blues, sort of like, not country, but kind of country sound. Then their third album, Censored Colors, was this really psychedelic sort of like progressive rock kind of sound, and it was really awesome. And the third album was also when they introduced singer Zoe Manville. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, I'm just going to say Zoe Manville. She subsequently became a vocalist on... Basically, Zoe Manville became like a vocalist on the rest of the Portugal the Man albums, and she's cool, I like her. She has a new, like, has a different sort of like perspective. Okay, so their fourth album, The Satanic Satanist, continued with that line of thinking of psychedelic rock, and it is amazing. Also, look at the cover art for this album. It's so fucking groovy. It's awesome, I love it. And then with their fifth album, American Ghetto, they sort of continued with the psychedelic stuff, but also had more of an electronic element to it. It didn't sound like the last 2 albums, but it still had elements of it, so I would say there's sort of a natural sort of progression, and it's a bit more straightforward than the last 2. So I really love this song. It's called When the War Ends, and it's just so groovy and upbeat, and I love it. Yeah. It also has a bit of more of a pop appeal to it, and I'm okay with that. It's good, and I love it. I've been saying that for like the last 5 snaps now. So their sixth album, In the Mountain in the Cloud, which is one of my favorite albums, by the way, it just goes on a whole new level. It's amazing. Kind of like the Satanic Satanist Part 2 in a lot of ways, and it also has like, it's kind of like dream in a way. Like, I would describe it as dream sort of rock, art rock. I love every song on this album. It's great, it's amazing, and just sort of takes you on like a really cool journey on a cloud. Then we get their 7th album, Evil Friends, and this is where the band sort of gets, this is when they really start changing shit up. 4 albums, from Censored Colors to In the Mountain in the Cloud, were sort of similar in style and had like a psychedelic sort of undertone to it. Some of that's still here, and some of the songs I fucking love, like Modern Jesus, is still very much in the vein of the last 4 albums. However, Hip Hop Kids, while still fucking amazing, is a bit more of a stripped down sort of rock song, indie rock song, which is sort of weird. Backtracking a little bit, Purple, Red, and Yellow, Blue is like one of the greatest songs on this album, and it still continues that sort of like psychedelic vein. It's like, I just wanna feel purple, yellow, red, and blue. Besides like a couple of songs on the album, most of it is like more straightforward rock, and it's like different, and it's decent, but you know, not really what, but it's not exactly what they excel at, and I feel like they could have done a lot better on the album as a whole. Like, they have a lot of great gems on it, however, I think the whole thing could have been gems. And then you get to Woodstock, the latest album, 8th one. and it has this really weird divide on it. Because it's like, 5 songs I like and then 5 songs I don't. Like, it's really specific. Like, there are 5 Portugal the Man sounding songs and there's 5 pop sounding songs. It's weird. It's decent pop music too. Like, I enjoy it. I love it. Well, I don't love it, but you know, I enjoy it and I can get down to this. However, it doesn't have a Portugal the Man sort of flavor to it. It's like if I was a Portugal the Man fan and somehow didn't know about this album and listened to it, I wouldn't know that the band did it until like halfway through when it's like, oh, this is Portugal the Man. So, like if a friend gave it to me and was like, hey, listen to this album, it'd be like, okay, this is pretty good, I like it, good. And like, then this song would come up and I'd be like, wait a minute. This is wildly different from every other song on the album on this so far. What is this? This is cool, this is groovy. And then I'd hear that. I'd be like, wait, is that? This is Portugal the Man! How the fuck? The album doesn't sound like a Portugal the Man album until like halfway through, and it's like, it just hits you in the face. You're like, wait, what? It's like really weird. And a lot of the songs that especially sound like pop songs feel really overly produced. And I'm starting to wonder, like, if there's like some weird executive meddling or something. I don't know though, because Portugal the Man has been famously just like an indie band, so I highly doubt that they're just like let a corporate sort of thing happen to them. Major Mouse was a producer on this album, so I wonder if like he somehow like if his babies were like the pop sounding songs. Honestly, I'm fine with the pop songs, but I'm also like, it's like most pop, you can enjoy. It's like bubblegum, you can just throw it away when you're done. Here's how I describe it: like they're pop sounding songs, like other pop songs are disposable. Like they're fine and they're decent, but ultimately they're kind of forgettable. However, the Portugal the Man sounding songs are like really good and I would listen to over and over again. I've almost preferred an EP with just the 5 Portugal the Man sounding songs, honestly. Cover art for it is a car burning, which is really a hearse burning specifically, and I've always wondered why. And like, it makes me wonder, like, because typically a Portugal the Man album would have like an illustration by the lead singer John Gorley. However, this time he just draws this like really cool psychedelic sort of LSD looking things, and it's really cool. Like every album has that, except for the first 2. And then it's like a burning hearse, and you're like, not what I was expecting. Like, it feels like they're trying to be more wide appeal. And you really feel it when you listen to the album, because you have this more like wide appeal sort of mass targeted songs, and then you have more Portugal the Man songs. It's really weird and disconnected, and it doesn't really mesh well, in my opinion. It's sad, because, you know, I really love Feel It Still, Rich Friends, Keep On, Noise Pollution. Like, these are great songs. They're so young. Part of the creative process produces those songs. I want more of that. I don't want, like, like, I don't hate pop music, however, I would have much preferred the other music over the pop. You know, it's like, you can hear this anywhere, but you can't hear Portugal the Man anywhere else. There's no band that sounds like them. So it's really sad to see them just produce general shit. I would rate a 5 out of 10, because it has 5 really great songs, however, the other 5 songs are just kind of meh.